Disney's Snow White remake has ignited a firestorm of controversy, with widespread backlash mounting over multiple creative decisions. The film's reimagined characters, including the Seven Dwarfs, have raised concerns for many, with figures like Jason Acuña calling out the studio for its treatment of dwarfism. Meanwhile, Disney's CEO Bob Iger is reportedly scrambling to maintain control as leaks reveal emergency meetings and major changes behind the scenes. Amidst these challenges, Rachel Zegler's defense of the film has drawn even more heat. Could her efforts to salvage the project ultimately sink it? Let's break down the latest fallout from this contentious remake and what it means for Disney's future. Disney's Snow White remake continues to make headlines, but not for the reasons the studio hoped. One of the loudest voices in the backlash has come from Jason Acuña, who has publicly criticized the reworked portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs in the film. His concerns about Disney's handling of dwarfism in this reimagined version have sparked heated debate, and the controversy is only growing as more details about the project's behind-the-scenes struggles emerge. This controversy has been making waves online, but today we're going to unravel the core of the issues plaguing this project and take a closer look at the fallout from a recent emergency meeting that involved Disney's board CEO Bob Iger and a newly appointed marketing team that's already being tasked with damage control. Now let's delve into what's truly happening with the Snow White remake. Actress Rachel Zegler, who stars as the titular character, has been vocal about defending both herself and the film. She's taken on critics head-on, pushing back against the tidal wave of negativity surrounding the project. Yet her attempts to set the record straight haven't exactly calmed the waters, as backlash continues to mount. Rachel Zegler, who stars as Snow White, has become the focal point of the controversy, but she's not the only one affected. Co-star Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, is also facing the fallout from the film's growing backlash. While both actresses have defended the project, many are questioning whether their association with the film will have lasting effects on their careers, especially as the controversy shows no signs of letting up. Behind closed doors, Disney's leadership is scrambling to address the growing controversy over the Seven Dwarfs portrayal. With CEO Bob Iger at the helm, the company is facing mounting pressure as backlash intensifies. From emergency meetings to strategy shifts, Disney's leadership is struggling to keep the Snow White remake on track, and the stakes have never been higher. Adding to the pressure, Bob Iger's extended contract has raised concerns among Disney insiders. Though the contract runs until 2026, rumors suggest that Iger's job could be in jeopardy if major projects continue to falter. With the Snow White remake facing widespread criticism, the clock is ticking for Iger to turn things around before Disney's future is thrown into uncertainty. The emergency meetings have already led to drastic actions. Disney recently made significant changes behind the scenes, including the dismissal of several members of the marketing team responsible for Snow White. The trailer company hired to produce the film's official trailer was also let go, a sign of just how seriously Disney is taking the backlash. In the latest meeting, the board and Iger reportedly decided to scale back the use of the reimagined Seven Dwarfs in promotional materials. This includes cutting down their presence in posters and other visual marketing for the 2024 release. The decision was made at the last minute, signaling how reactive the company has become in its attempts to mitigate public criticism. Another strategic move involves minimizing the role of the Seven Dwarfs in TV spots for the film. While Disney isn't making any changes to their controversial designs, the plan is to reduce their visibility in marketing campaigns. This tactic is meant to diffuse some of the outrage while maintaining the current creative direction for the characters, which stays true to the updated concept rather than reverting to their iconic appearances from the original 1937 classic. These behind-the-scenes developments paint a picture of a company scrambling to contain a PR nightmare. Despite their efforts, it's unclear whether these measures will be enough to pacify critics and salvage the film's reputation before its release. One of the most controversial aspects of the Snow White remake has been the reimagined Hi-Ho song. Originally intended to be a modern, pop-inspired rendition, the song has received such negative feedback that Disney is now contemplating scrapping it entirely. This reflects the company's intense focus on public opinion and their ongoing struggle to salvage the film's reputation before its release. For those unfamiliar, the updated Hi-Ho song was meant to be a contemporary rework, complete with fresh lyrics and a pop vibe. However, it seems that internal reviews and likely leaked feedback have labeled it a disaster. The plan now is to completely erase the song from the final film and re-record it with a new approach. But this raises a critical challenge with the ongoing writer's strike and SAG-AFTRA strike. Disney is running out of time. The March 2024 release date looms large, and whether they can deliver a polished replacement song in time is uncertain. To give some context about how dire this situation is, comparisons have been drawn to The Little Mermaid's infamous rap-inspired song The Scuttlebutt. If you haven't heard it, it's widely regarded as a low point in Disney's musical history, cringeworthy and hard to endure from start to finish. Now imagine something reportedly worse than that. That's the reputation the new Hi-Ho song has already earned internally. Not only was the song itself criticized for its pop sensibility, but it also included new lyrics performed by the reimagined Seven Dwarfs, or as they're now being called, the Seven Magical Creatures. The feedback was so overwhelmingly negative that Disney decided it was best to eliminate it altogether, demonstrating how desperate they are to avoid further backlash. But that's not all. The meeting also highlighted how Disney plans to handle questions about the Seven Dwarfs or magical creatures during promotional interviews. The actors portraying these characters will reportedly be provided with carefully crafted, pre-approved responses to address any controversies. This approach aims to deflect criticism and maintain a unified narrative in press interactions, ensuring the controversy doesn't spiral further. All of these developments show the immense pressure Disney is under to salvage Snow White amid mounting criticism. The studio seems to be walking on eggshells, hoping to prevent this project from becoming an even bigger PR disaster. Disney is taking extraordinary measures to prepare the actors portraying the seven magical creatures for the inevitable backlash they'll face during promotional events. Whether it's the premiere or a late-night talk show appearance, these actors are reportedly undergoing a pre-planned PR training course. The idea is to coach them on how to tactfully address questions about the changes made to the classic Seven Dwarfs characters. Essentially, this is Disney's attempt at damage control, ensuring the controversy is contained through carefully rehearsed responses. From an outsider's perspective, this entire situation seems both embarrassing and a bit desperate. Disney's efforts to minimize the visibility of the seven magical creatures have extended far beyond PR coaching. The marketing strategy itself has shifted, with posters, TV spots, and even promotional materials like theater standees being redesigned to reduce or completely omit the characters. This speaks volumes about Disney's lack of confidence in this creative direction. The controversy surrounding Snow White has been fueled by critics like Jason Acuña, who has publicly condemned Disney's handling of the situation. Acuña, a prominent advocate for the dwarfism community, argues that Disney's choices send a damaging message to individuals with dwarfism, discouraging their representation in the entertainment industry. By removing traditional dwarf characters from Snow White, Disney appears to be closing off an avenue of representation and opportunity for actors with dwarfism. In his own words, Acuña pointed out that this decision essentially tells people in his community, you can't have a career in this industry. It's a harsh takeaway that resonates with many who feel Disney's actions reflect a deeper disregard for inclusivity, despite the studio's claims to the contrary. Disney's response to the growing backlash has been met with frustration from many. Rather than addressing the controversy directly, the studio has leaned on damage control tactics. Critics argue that this only underscores Disney's inability to take ownership of their creative decisions or engage meaningfully with the concerns raised by fans and communities. Disney finds itself caught in an impossible situation with the handling of the seven magical creatures. On one hand, removing them entirely risks backlash for erasing iconic elements of the 1937 original. On the other, keeping them in but scaling back their presence in promotional materials including trailers, posters, TV spots, and even theater standees only highlights the controversy further. It's a classic catch-22 that has left Disney in a no-win scenario. Whether they downplay these characters or try to fully integrate them into the marketing, the studio is bracing for criticism either way. This desperate balancing act, combined with their poor decisions around casting and creative direction, paints a picture of a studio unsure of how to manage its own legacy. Disney's response so far: emergency meetings, PR coaching, and quietly reducing visibility, feels less like a solution and more like a scramble to minimize damage. It's hard to watch without feeling secondhand embarrassment. At the heart of the backlash lies a deeper issue: the abandonment of meaningful representation. Many fans, including prominent voices like Jason Acuña, have called out Disney for sidelining opportunities for actors with dwarfism. Instead of celebrating diversity, the studio seems to be prioritizing surface-level changes at the expense of authenticity, leading to even greater frustration among fans. So what's your take on Disney's controversial Snow White remake? Should they have stuck with the original characters, or is this new direction a step forward? How do you think this scandal will impact the future of Disney's live-action adaptations? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into Disney's latest drama, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Movie Saga for more engaging content on Hollywood's biggest stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment and join the conversation. Until next time, thanks for watching.